Hey, it's time for Gameweek 22! And it is time to dream of the best ever FPL team this week. Welcome to the Gameweek 22 Dream Team. This is the series where we have a cracking crack at trying to predict who will be the highest scoring players of the game week, and forming our Game Week 22 team of dreams, which we can then compare to last week's actual dream team, which looked like this. Where hang about here, when you see players like Jamal Lewis, Trossard and Marcus Alonso, you can really see it's hard to predict, right? Yeah. Unless you're the best ever FPL predictor, like me. So that is why we're going to try and have a go this week. But before we get into the team, let's talk about the sponsor for today, OneFootball. OneFootball is the all-in-one football app that every football fan will enjoy. It has all of the best amazing features, including keeping you up to date with all of the latest football news from around the world. Especially handy after all those last-minute January transfer window moves, you know. But you can also use it to browse at any team in the world and any player you fancy, which I actually use a lot to help me with FPL, where I can check out teams and players, see how a player's been doing in different competitions, see how teams have been performing lately, and all of that great, amazing stuff to make the best ever FPL decisions you can, to keep pushing forward to try and do the best you can. So if you like what you see, you can click on the link at the top of the video description to download for free today. That's OneFootball, free to get right now. But right now, let's all get our pillows out and let's start dreaming of the players that will score all of the points this week. With the first gentleman joining us being Bernd Leno. The German B-Tech Neuer has actually been doing pretty damn well lately, where he must actually be spraying glue all over his gloves in the last few games, as he's kept 5 clean sheets in 6. Like, damn, son. Whilst in 3 of those, he also racked up enough saves to get an extra point sprinkled in there too. Now, this week, he does play Wolves, the barking Wolves, who we usually say are a team that, you know, are free scoring, but recently, just haven't quite been clicking, are they? And haven't been slapping in those goals. Now that could very much change very soon, like this game. But based on recent form, it's actually one of the safest clean sheets to bet on. And I bet you they will still force quite a few saves out of the Leno man, where he might have to do a bit of a dance in the goal to get all of the points and secure all of the dreamy points this week. And now moving on to our defenders. Defending my predicting skills in this dream team. With our first player, it's actually the bagpipe man, Andrew Robertson. There are still no clean sheets going around anywhere at the Liverpool, but then when you are playing your 7th choice centre-back and then your 5th choice midfielder at centre-back as well, then you know, what do you really expect? But with Robertson, it's not just about the clean sheets, is it, bro? It's all about those attacking returns. He's basically a striker with clean sheet as the bonus. But at home this week, he can surely do absolute bits and get the business done here against Brighton. So I am actually expecting a big boy point score, which is why he has made the Dreamy Team Dreamy Dream Ream. That was not words, but he's in. Then moving on to a player that when he plays, he's the best in the entire world. But Pep Roulette doesn't agree with that sometimes, as even though he got a goal and assist in one game, he was then benched the next game. What is that? And that man right there is the one and only Cancelo. But surely, the Portuguese Roberto Carlos, can he be benched twice in a row? So I very much expect him to start, and I very, very much expect a clean sheet here. But also, all of the goals and assists will be incoming for him too as well, which is why he's in this team. But more hopefully, we hope that he's actually in the City team this week. But if he's not, we're going to have to cancel Pep Guardiola, because this is not fair. Why would you bench a player as good as him? It doesn't make sense, man. But the final defender to join us is the one and only James Justin, the absolute golden cheap boy, who has been putting in all of the work this season and getting all of the points as well. Where this week, he plays against the sometimes toothless Fulham. I was going to say Fulham United. Hang on, that's not a team. They're playing Fulham. So hopefully Leicester will be going full ham against them, as they actually usually perform a lot better away from home. So I am hoping for a clean sheet and maybe an attacking return here from JJ, who will be the nice lad to finish off our defence for this dream team and finish in the back line, which is looking very sexy. Absolute scenage when they all get clean sheets and attacking returns at the same time. That would all be sexy stuff. But moving swiftly on to the midfield and the middle of the park, but hopefully getting more than just the middle of the range points. With the first player probably being the most captain player of the entire week out of anyone, and it's Mo Salah. Mo Salah has only gone and shown you exactly why. Mo Salah has only gone and showed everyone why form is temporary, but being an Egyptian god is forever. Well, last week he was finally back on it and spanked in 2 golassos, and is looking to do the same this week, maybe even more, where he goes on versus Brighton and Vibe Albion this week, vibing all the way up to the bottom half of the table and tender leaking goals here and there. So even though they might put up a little bit of a fight, Salah has already got his boxing gloves out, ready to knock out West Ham and get all of the big boy midfielder points to dream about, making him the first midfielder to dream team dream. Yes, okay. Sometimes I don't just say words. It just clicks around in here and then go, and there you have it. With next, he was a no-show last week, but hopefully he's a yes goal this week. It's Raheem Sterling, where it seems like he's having a bit of a quiet season, you know, right? But he has actually got 6 goals and 6 FPL assists. Like, that's not too bad, is it? But what else is not too bad is Man City's record against Brexit Burnley, because oh boy, it is actually naughty. So will there be an absolute spanking here again? But I'm actually not too sure it'll be that devastating to the Shawnee Dicey's men. But you would say that Man City are going to win and score a couple of goals. So could those be a couple of Sterling goals? So Sterling is here trying to be a winner to get that winner chicken dinner for them, making him the next player to join the team. With next, it's the man getting no points lately, but hopefully that will be no more, because it's Brew. No. Lack of penalties may be a slight factor in there, right? So hopefully he gets a hat-trick of penalties this game. With this week, he plays against Southampton, the team that have been, you know, pretty damn good, but haven't been keeping that many clean sheets recently, so we could see all of the golassos. Where I'm not quite expecting a big points haul here. But at least a goal or something is, is going to happen to make him enter our dreams, yeah. We're now, finally, onto some random wacky differentials who will probably all blank more than, like a paper factory. But at least it's a bit of fun to try and predict them, because if they score, you're like, see, I said he'd score. With the man kicking all of that off, being the Wilfie Geese, it's Zaha. Hopefully, he doesn't make us Zaha in disappointment. As you know, on their day, Palace are just a bit cringe, aren't they? A bit crap and not very good. But Zaha is actually having one of the best seasons of his life, and I would very much expect him to get something here out of the Newcastle. So Zaha, lad, go in there, go get a couple of goals and make all of our dreams magical. Yeah, sounds good. With the final midfielder being one that's proper wibbly-wobbly, but could very well pay off. It's Jose Perez. Now you might be thinking, hang on, bacon boy, hang on. Why don't you just go for like an Harvey Barnes or a Maddison? And to that, I would say, yeah, if it's your actual team, I would definitely go for them over Perez, But for just 1 week, it's got to be the man leading the line in the Perez man here, as he is currently the striker for the team with Vardy currently out. So, would say he's more likely to get goals, right? Surely, right? Where his season has been a bit of a wonky one, but just being the most forward player, I just had to chuck him in as a bit of a more spicy option, And you know what? This week, I actually think he could get a couple of goals. Don't quote me on that one, but he is the man to finish off the midfield in this team. Hopefully not finishing off my predicting career when he does absolutely terrible. But now, moving on to the snack attack and the final men for this team, with the first geese being Oliver Watkins, who has found a little bit of form again recently, who has been having so many shots recently, I'm actually worried for the health of his legs, as I swear he swings them about 72 times a game, kicking that ball, it's usually nowhere near the net, but at least he's attempting all the time, right? All stuff we actually love to see in FPL. So here for Watkins against the West Ham team, that are sometimes a bit wibbly-wobbly at the back, and sometimes can concede, a decent few amount of goals. I think Villa can score all the goals against them, making Watkins an absolute villain towards them, as he joins this team being the penultimate player of the dream. Ooh. With the final player of the dream joining us, and possibly so boring or so uninspiring, it might actually make you fall asleep into a dream. And that player is David McGoldrick. Yeah, that's right. I have completely gone off the rails now, haven't I? But Sheffield United are making a proper push now, and have the biggest fight and desire literally out of any team ever right now in the league. So I think they could well go on to score quite a few goals against West Brom, the West Brom team that have been a bit at the back, But I also wouldn't be surprised if West Brom do chuck a few goals back at them, but just another reason for David McGoldie to yeet some more goals back in there, making him the top scoring player of the week. Alright, no, I won't go that far, but I could see him scoring if he actually plays. Watch him not play now. But that is it for the Game Week 22 Dream Team. And there are a few wobbly boys in there, I must admit, yeah. But then there are also, you know, a few of the usual suspects. But that's what's fun about the Dream Team, you know. It's not my actual team. It's just a random team I make up and predicting who will score the points. So, you know, it's just a bit of fun. So why don't you give it a try as well? But that is all. So thanks for watching. And remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.